Welcome to the 44 Teeth 2025 Isle of Man TT Preview with your hosts, Al Fagan and the General, Lee Johnston.
Ladies and gentlemen, hello and welcome to TT25 Preview. And with me is a man who knows probably more than most and talks more than most as well, which is perfect for this. Mr. Lee Johnston. Lee, thanks for coming, mate.
My pleasure is all mine.
I said, can you talk shit for half an hour? And he went, yep.
Facts.
Here we are.
All facts here.
Life's changed a bit, mate, isn't it?
A lot, yeah, a lot. I'm now officially a road race fan.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Are you struggling to kind of cope with that, or is it?
No, I had some really interesting conversations at the Northwest with people, and I've come to the conclusion that, this is my understanding, right?
Right.
It doesn't matter how good you were or what you did, it doesn't give you any more right to miss it anymore. So like someone said to me, oh, you must miss it more because you've won or you could win or whatever. And I was like, no, the guy that was in 15th, the guy that was in 15th has the right to miss it as much as I do. And they looked at me like I was mental. I don't know whether, but that's my theory. Like it doesn't debate on what you did or whatever. If someone wants to be still doing it or back doing it, then they're going to miss it.
Well, you stepped up to the TV plate.
Yeah.
You're a big TV guy now.
Well, you're lucky you got me here, to be honest.
Yeah. I mean, there's normally bigger cameras and crews and lights and
I honestly,
makeup, the lot.
I honestly haven't took my BBC jacket off. No, it was a bit nerve-wracking.
Yeah.
And honestly, the not swearing and stuff. Do you know, like, it's all right when you're doing an interview and that's fine, but like when you're commentating and something like a crash happens or like something really exciting.
Sylvain Guintoli. Bloody hell.
You filming it?
you need to look at the camera. Come in. Starstruck.
Are you, mate? You good?
Yeah?
Yeah, good, thanks.
I've ruined your life.
No.
This just made the show better. This is going to be the thumbnile now, so get a photograph and use them as a thumbnail.
Can I do a selfie with you?
That was brilliant.
Timing. Right, anyway, sorry about that. Back to business. Random Sylvain moment. Who doesn't love a random Sylvain moment? TT and TV. So TT Plus, back again this year. What are you doing?
Yeah, so my role's changed a little bit. Last year I was like predominantly on the radio, commentating, which was great because you could walk in looking like a scruff, which I normally do, and no one can judge you. But it looks like we're going to have a bit more time in front of the camera this year, so it's going to be more on track stuff. The way they've sort of sold it to me is Martin Brundle, is it Martin Brundle?
Yeah.
Is that right? Yeah, in Formula 1 where he goes out to the corners and stuff.
Okay. Like a roving reporter. Yeah.
If that Raven reporter.
Well, yeah.
And but the thing that most people won't understand, I've never really watched anywhere. So it's basically like someone that's done a lot of riding, but that is like the first time ever going to see the TT. Yeah. I've seen a little bit of when we were at the Manx, like because you're not that busy. So I'd go out to watch. And it used to scare the life out of me, like, just because people would be offline, and you're like, I could see all the negatives, like probably like watching your kid ride. Do you know what I mean? You think he's about to fall off all the time. So I'm a little bit worried, firstly, about
your reaction
and my language, because it's like it is going to be frightening.
Yeah.
So they haven't told me.
Like Plater on pit wall is just brilliant.
Yeah,
it's brilliant. Somehow he manages not to swear.
Yeah, but he's a bit more upper class than me, isn't he? Well,
no one's ever said that.
Take that. Right?
Yeah. Also, Boothie is back. So he's had a year off, had a kid. He's back at TT, on TT Plus. He'll be doing his stuff. But we're giving you the opportunity to get 20% off TT Plus now. Code 44T20, and that's limited to the first 4,444 users. So if you're watching this, I think it's because that's Sunday and Monday night, get on it quickly because they went within hours last time. So it's a single one-off purchase for all 5 qualifying and 6 race days. You can watch it live, you can catch up. And it's available on Apple, Android TV, Amazon Fire Stick, blah, 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 all the usual suspects. I will put a link in the description for you guys to purchase that. So we can't really talk about TT without talking about the Northwest 200, can we? Because that is the first taste of real roads, isn't it?
Yeah.
Of the year. Let's get straight to it. It's an elephant in the room. Dunlop and Hickman. I mean, that was... I wasn't there.
Well, there's like
I don't
three
know.
in there. It was between the three of them.
Yes, but in terms of the actual beef,
Yeah.
shall we say,
Beef.
you know, this couldn't have sort of set TT up any more perfectly, could it?
Well, I'm going to go back a bit. So when's the last time you remember there being like beef like this in... maybe Dunlop and Hutchie in like 16, 17,
I honestly
like that,
couldn't tell you. I honestly couldn't tell you. I don't remember yesterday, so going back those few years is a bit tricky for me.
But there's not been drama like this,
No.
I don't think, and verbal, like, I was in the winner's enclosure at the
Really?
time. Yeah, and yeah, watching it unfold, because it doesn't change my life at all. So
No.
it was like, I got to be first hand, completely involved. And obviously
You were off the podium, but you were still in the winners' enclosure.
I obviously I speak to all three guys because they're my mates. So it was so funny. It was like getting the two sides and the truth was like what was getting said, because they were both, and they're both obviously in the heat of the moment in any winner's enclosure, any interview. It's hard because you are hyped up. Do you know what I mean? It's like, it's great for the viewers, but it's not great for the person that's doing the talking. So I think that makes it harder. And they probably did say things that they maybe then would want to retract, but
Too late.
in this world, that's...
Instant capture, isn't it?
Basically in the chicane, I don't know the name of the chicane because I don't know the name of any corner on any track. But basically in the chicane, Hickman was slightly in front of Michael.
Yeah.
Hickman braked a little bit too late, didn't quite make the chicane, but in between the chicane and the track, there's a little bit of footpath. They both run onto the footpath. Hickman made the effort to go left into the chicane, the stop box. I don't 100% know if he fully stopped, but
He didn't stop.
He made an effort.
He made
put
an
his
effort.
foot down.
Exactly, yeah.
Michael didn't, which is fine. I've been on that footpath, and this is the thing. I've been through both scenarios where I've done that. I've been leading. I've had a time penalty.
Yeah.
All these things. But yeah, so at this point, Davy Todd was gone.
Yeah.
He was 20 seconds up the road. But the strange thing was, well, not strange, Michael was obscenely faster than everyone else on the track. So on paper, he should have won the race.
I agree with that statement. On pace, he deserved. He
should have won. He deserved to win.
Not should have won. He deserved to win.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is what I said in the interview after. So rules being rules, he should have got a 10-second penalty, and Pete possibly because he didn't fully stop, but he made an effort to stop.
Yeah.
Pete clearly stated after he would happily take a 10-second penalty as long as Michael got one. Whether that was just in jest of what was happening or what was said. But the frustrating thing, I think, for viewers outside of Northern Ireland, it came up on the screen that there was a 10-second time penalty for Michael, and then it came off the screen again,
right, yes.
which was weird. But yeah, the big thing was the sheer pace from Michael Dunlop. He caught Davy Todd. I don't know 100% if Davy Todd had a problem or what the issue was, because he was 4 or 5 seconds a lap slower than what he should have been going. Michael caught past him and won the race on outright speed, regardless of the incident or whatever. So, but the drama then afterwards in the pits or in the winners' enclosure, that's the most vocal I've seen Peter Hickman, like in that environment.
Yeah, and on socials as well, kind of like, you know, he's normally quite kind of, on his racing socials that is, he's normally quite reserved and, you know, quite professional, but that was, you know, it was good to see. And I think, I don't know about you, what's your opinion on this? Are we entering another golden another golden era with Hickey, with Davy Todd, with MD? Because it doesn't like he's not going anywhere, is he?
No, and Dean Horrison.
It was finished yet.
Oh, sorry. I'm a Dean Horison fan in case nobody knows.
No, what are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, massively, because I think the sheer speed, but yet the sheer willingness to push. Like you only really need 2 people to make a race, like to push the speed forward.
But it's better than 2. It's better with more than 2.
Oh yeah, and the fact that 2 of them are teammates.
Yes.
And on different tyre brands. So there's like, out of the 4 of them, there's 2 on Dunlops, 2 on Metzler's. 2 of them are teammates, so 2 can share data, 2 can't. 3 are on BMWs, 1's on a Honda. So there's like a load of factors that makes it.
Yeah. No, it's definitely, like I said, the Northwest this year has spiced it up perfectly. It's set it up to a T.
Yeah, going into the TT, that is the only thing that matters, really.
Yes.
Who is the fastest on pace? And right now, you'd put your house on Michael Dunlop winning the senior TT and the Superbike race.
It doesn't help having the 810 bikes. So the 810, those of you who don't know, FHO have gone walkies, or went walkies initially.
But they're back.
They're back. But anyway, 810 Racing is basically Hickey's old team. So all the old crew. But it's called 810 Racing without the backing of FHO with Feiho. And so Hickey has kind of been brought in with BMW's help, David Toller's teammate, under the 810 banner. Now, in the last week, major breakthrough, FHO are back with Michael Dunlop.
But the best thing of all the dilemma was that Michael posted a tweet or something saying, nice to get the first Superbike race win for FHO. It was like, he literally just grabbed the touch paper and there was no need to say that whatsoever. Oh. That's not the team name or anything like that, but that's what was on the...
Jeez, okay, I didn't see that. But going back to the 810, so they got their bikes very late.
Yeah.
They're kind of developing as they go. How do you see that unfold? Because it was a similar story to, was it last year or the year before when they were developing the new bike? It was last year, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And yet, Hickey still...
Do you want some like techie stuff? Or
give me it all. So give me it all.
Basically, the way the bikes were at the Northwest 200, so normally the likes of Hickman and Todd would run a Northwest 200 motor, which will be classed as like the old 7.2, like the big engine. Yeah, we know it's like a €28,000 Superbike engine, the big daddy. But they couldn't put that in because they only had time to build BSB bikes, which are Motec bikes, and they can't run kit. And to be able to run the big engine on the Motec, you had to get flashed, is probably the easy word, but not flashed. The Motec had to get something done. They had to send that off. There wasn't time to do that. So they run their BSB bike with their BSB electronics, so no traction, no anti-wheelie, nothing like that, and with the BSB motor. The bike Michael was on was the bike you rode last week. Was it last week? Top Backs?
Yeah. Okay, so it was the full daddy. So
basically that bike is built by SMR Racing, Sean Muir Racing. Yeah. That is a factory BMW World Superbike. So you'll know the facts. Is that 250 or 60 horsepower?
They say the official line is just over 233, but it's going to be...
Oh, it's more like 250, yeah. Because the BSB bike's 230 odd. So yeah, and this doesn't mean that's why he won the race, but it's the first time Michael's had a proper Superbike with, I believe, German engineers were connecting to the bike and stuff. They weren't trackside, but with internet nowadays, that doesn't matter. So all the data was going back to them. So, and Pete alerted to that in the winner's enclosure. He said, oh, well, he's got no excuse now. He's got a factory bike. Okay. So, yeah, there was all these little jibes going in straight away. So it looks amazing for the TT. I believe Pete and them will have closer spec bikes to what Michael's is. Whether Pete chooses to go the BMW electronics or stay on the Motec, he normally rides at the TT on Motec, so the bike's the same. So there's a lot of factors.
So, in your opinion, could MD do all 8?
Oh, he's definitely got the speed to do it. Yeah, well, that's down to luck because he can win a Super Twin race. Yeah. He's proven to win Super Sport races. Yeah. He can win a Super Stock race and he can win Superbike races. So you would say he's definitely the best chance of anyone that can do it now because, yeah, I'd say he is the best chance. If he's still on, I don't know if he's still on the patent, is he? Do we know that?
That's a really good question. We should, being experts, check this before.
I love the fact you're even alerting to me as being an expert. I think he is. I'm going to say he is. If he's still on the patent, that bike's capable of winning. His Ducati is capable of winning. Yes. We've seen the speed on that in the second Supersport race was unbelievable. So he's won on the Superstock bike, definitely capable of winning, and the Superbike is so...
Yeah. It's doable.
If he does do it, it's because we've said it on here. If he doesn't, then that's his own fault.
There's quite a few riders actually now on Ducatis, isn't there? With Dom Herbertson, with
Connor,
Michael. This could be...
The other thing I was going to say, right?
The 7th manufacturer.
Has there ever been a Ducati
You're just ruining my fucking...
Sorry, hold on. Has there ever been a Ducati or an Aprilia winner at the TT?
Yeah, of course there has. Not in.
Yeah, the last since colour was invented.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you remember, obviously.
Not in recent years. Oh fuck.
What, you remember what you were going to say?
No. I'm just trying. I'm going to Google it.
No, you can't Google. That's the ruination of an argument. Anyway, what was that big line you were going to tee up? Because it sounded good.
Oh yeah. So Ducati would be the 7th manufacturer that Michael Dunlop has won on.
Oh, I thought it was going to be something more interesting than that.
Has only taken 8 TT wins in their history.
Ducati have?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The last one coming 1985, courtesy of Tony Rutter.
Don't look at the camera smug like you've pulled that out of your fucking hat. Unbelievable. So what are we saying then? There's going to be a Ducati winning at the TT. See, the Northwest's a better track for the Ducati than the TT.
It is, but that Ducati was quick.
Yeah. I race again one every weekend. I know how fast the bike is. But it just looks a little bit...
skittish.
Hingy would be the right word.
Unhinged.
Unhinged.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd say if there's anyone that could contain the hingement, is that a word?
I don't know, I'll take it.
Yeah.
Just say yeah.
If there's anyone that could contain the hingement, it's Michael.
Yeah.
Like he'll, grip hold of that thing.
But let's talk about your mate, Dean Harrison. It's another year on a Honda and another year getting closer, do you think? Do you think he's got the pace, the outright pace for those boys at the front?
I think, looking at the bike, the BM looks a lot calmer than the Honda. They made a big step from Thursday to Saturday's race at the Northwest. The bike on Thursday was, like when I was commentating, you were like, yeah, and Dean is loose, as in not ragged or chance of crashing, but he rides the bike quite loose and fluent, and there's probably not many other people that would come. I remember being in the Park Fermi when he come in, and it was only a 4-lap Superstock race, and he was done, you know, after, and he's super fit, like he does Valley Extreme Enduro, he's a fit rider. And he said to me, he says, I'm done after 4 laps of this thing. He was proper hung on to it. But they made a big step on the Thursday to Saturday, and that's their first time having a superbike at the Northwest, so they've not actually had it there.
Okay.
And it doesn't really, the Northwest of the TT's no real, I know it's a road race, but it's like going from Silverstone to the Oulton Park.
Yes.
You know what I mean? It's completely on steroids. There's no comparison whatsoever. So I'm hoping for Dean that it is beneficial. Like I have never seen a Northern Ireland crowd will an Englishman to win. Oh yeah, everybody there wants him to win a race. Well, he's Manx now, isn't he? So he's basically Northern Irish.
Yeah, okay. Halfway.
We've claimed him.
Another Honda rider, and probably the biggest legend on there, number 1 again. Are you surprised he's still going, John McGuinness?
No, I think it's a little bit annoying the way people keep asking him.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It's like having a wart in your nose and everyone asking you why you've got a wart in your nose. Do you know? And I understand it. My understanding now is more because since being wrecked, people ask me all the time, oh, how are you now? Or how are you feeling? Or how's your leg? Or what's happening? And it's like, I know they mean well, and it's the same as John. Like people are asking him to quit because they mean well by him. But I'm just surprised. Like, and this is something I wanted to mention earlier with you not racing. It's at our age, so to speak. Who's bracketing? Are you saying you and John, or you and me?
Well, if you take the average from all 3 of us, then it just racing is
hard.
It's hard fucking work.
Yeah.
Look at Taylor Mack.
Yeah.
Look at one of the most talented kids on a fucking bike you'll ever see, and it just.
But I think a lot of that comes from want. Do you know what I mean? It's the same as anything. Why someone becomes good at something, and it seems like boxers or anything, any sport that there's a lot of suffering in, like cycling, boxing, anything. If that inner want isn't there, then there's pointless. And John clearly has the want to do it because he couldn't put through starving himself. I have never seen a man want to eat like John McGuinness. So for him to willing to starve himself, that's his showing of want to be able to do it. Enough. So I know you weren't saying that he should quit, but I know he gets asked a lot, and it must fuck him off.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because he's like going to work every day, and every day on the bus, you getting on the bus, and some dude sat beside you going, "Oh, do you still want to do this job?"
Yeah. It just not shocks me. It just surprises me how he still finds the will to just keep going and keep grinding. And fair play to you, John. It's
There you go.
I wasn't having a dig at you like Lee says I was.
I wasn't, no, but I know, and I've spent enough time around him. Like, if we do a chat show or even at the press day that was at Portrush and stuff, and it's like outside interviewers, that's like the top topic. Do you know what I mean? That's
Sure.
the topic when they see him. Or, like, Hutchie's probably only got over crash questions now for
Yes, or
7
how's
years.
the leg? How's the leg?
This is what I'm saying, yeah.
Last time I asked Hutchie how his leg was, he looked like he wanted to stab me in the eyes.
That wasn't because of the question.
No, okay, fair enough. But, you know, again, we say this every year on the TT preview. You cannot rule John McGuinness out of a cheeky podium, can you? Absolutely not.
And he's gone, I'm sure we were at Oulton Park Test and he did his quickest ever lap.
Yes.
And maybe even Donington as well.
Yeah.
So but that's same, that's
and
one.
Silverstone at the Monster Track Day with. Were you there for that?
No.
You just snuck in the back door?
No.
Okay. Yeah, he just keeps delivering.
Yeah.
Like dominoes.
So, yeah, if you're watching this, stop asking John if he's going to retire and just say, well done.
On Hutchie, though, I can't remember the last time I welled up on a podium chat, and I'm perfectly comfortable saying I welled up.
Yeah.
Mate, it was absolutely incredible what that bloke's been through. I mean, look, we don't have to go in it again and again and again, but to see him at the sharp end on a podium, and you know, rightfully so, not on merit, not on luck, just purely on merit.
Speed.
It's fucking awesome to see.
Yeah. The thing that actually made me happier, and this wasn't to see Hutchie upset. I know him well enough that he's a straight talking, hard character. Do you know what I mean? And I've known him for years and years, and I've never seen emotion out of him. Like even when he was winning, it was like, well, I was supposed to win. Do you know what I mean? It was like, so to see him, his interview talking about his daughter, and he said something like, "Oh, Daddy's still fast," or "Daddy's actually fit to ride a motorbike." So that meant, and I texted him that night. I went, "Fair play for saying that, feeling." You know what I mean? It was great to have that connection with the fans and stuff, and he looks good.
He does.
And the bike was I spoke to him about, like, they changed electrical things and they put a new map in and that ruined the engine braking, and there was things not right. Do you know what I mean? So that bodes well from going to the TT as well. And
of course, Hutchie now with MLAV Racing. How exciting is that? Another team, another...
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
Well, I was literally talking to Sylvain about MLAV. He's like...
How the fuck does he do it? How does he do it?
All he does is make the rest of us look like useless human beings.
Yeah.
It is insane. I can't even list all the... So he's got a Moto3 World Championship team, Moto2 and Moto3 European Championship team. He's got British Talent Cup, British Superbikes, British Superstock rider, 2 Isleman, 2 road race riders, and I'm sure Sylvain said he's got a clothing company or something as well.
It wouldn't surprise me.
You could get him on here for an advert, I think.
Yeah. It's not a bad shout, actually. Yeah. I mean, I mean, anyone who knows the Lavertys and the Mackenzies, etc., they're the nicest families in racing, and it's good to see the Laverty legacy continuing. It's good. Yeah. Good to have something to.
I think it's funny in families though, in it. So like Michael looks like super busy, and Eugene looks like he's sunning himself in Portugal. So if you're watching this, Eugene, we want a bit more work ethic out of you. Your brother's making you look bad.
Right, Connor Cummins. Legs 11. Got a new home at Burrows. Not really a surprise after what happened with Paget's, is it really?
No, that whole thing went a bit
south.
Yeah. Sour, south, whatever you want to say. I was a bit surprised, but I was expecting Connor to rock up to the Northwest and go back like 5 or 10 years. I was expecting him to be, like, I've had some good battles with him even in Supersport races for the podium and stuff. But I don't know if he had a crash at Oulton BSB.
Yes.
Which I didn't know until I got to the Northwest. So I don't know. Connor's really contained in, you know, saying if he was sore or anything like that there. So I don't know if he did have a problem or he was a little bit hurt or what had happened. But I was surprised not to see him closer to the sharp end. And I'd mentioned that the other day in the commentary and stuff, which was because the Supersport bike, the Ducati, looks impressive, and the BMWs as well. So he's on good tackle, but then sometimes you don't know, is he just going there to ride round, get the things for your
Signatures,
TT license, and then he's going to go and attack.
But he's another one you cannot rule out, can you?
No. In the last 6 or 7 years at the TT, Conor Cummins has had more podiums than anyone else that hasn't won a race. Dean Orison. Take that back.
Yeah.
Ah, fuck, we need facts on this channel. Is there not like normally a third person that has...
I've got, hang on, someone in my ear now. Yeah.
Yeah, fuck off.
Yeah, fuck off, Lee. Yeah.
This new guy's full of shit.
Another one of your mates, Paul Jordan.
Yeah.
He's definitely a smaller bike guy, but
Yeah.
I mean...
I don't know why that is. I used to get people say that to me, like, oh, big bikes. People like, this is really going back. So
It's probably because they suit your size.
Yeah, but like, they would say
Ivan
to
Linton.
me, yeah, Ivan Linton was a really good small bike rider,
Yeah.
and it, like, I'm 5'5". I'm 5'5".
And got a 12-inch dick as well.
It's down to my knee and it's still only 3 inches. Yeah, but people like that are average height's 5'8", 5'10", and these guys would come to me and go, oh, big bike's such a handful. I'd be like, you've got no idea. I'm like hung off the back of this thing like an empty tracksuit, and you're managing it. So, but Paul is that as well. He's probably 5'8", 5'10", something like that. And I don't know if it's because they really attack that class because there's a genuine better chance. But he's been going really good in testing, like out in Navarra and Spain. His riding's come on this winter massively. So I see him as he needs to take that next step. Do you know what I mean? He's not going to be in the bracket of Davey, Dean, Pete. Was that other boy, Dunlop? Yeah. At the TT, especially on the big bike, but in the Supersport bike, he needs to take a step. He's in a really good team now. He's pinched all my mechanics, crew chief a lot in Jackson. Yeah. So I know there's good people around him to help that, and I think that's where the speeds come from. And then obviously he's got his first Northwest 200 win as well.
Well, I would say the last couple of years, really for him, they've been kind of crucial years. And you can see the progression. Like you said, now it's time to...
Yeah, you need to put the invoice in.
Yeah. Cash that check, yeah. Another Honda rider making a switch from BMW is Mr. Brooks.
Yeah.
How do you rate his chances?
He struggled a lot in the Northwest. The same thing with stability and stuff, and I spoke quite a lot to him about the bike and different things and why it was doing what it was doing. So I think they have an understanding. Josh is, for anyone that doesn't know him, he's a very, very intelligent motorbike racer, which is rare.
He's so in to the whole lot, isn't he?
Oh yeah.
From bike to data to everything, and he's so intense with it at the same time. It's
understanding. Normally, it's quite dangerous to have a little bit of understanding because then it's like anything in life. If you run a business and you search to have good people in your business, but then you tell them people what to do and they're not using it's like having a good crew chief and then dictating to them. That's pointless. You haven't employed a good crew chief to tell them what to do. But Josh's understanding is very high and is of electronics, chassis, everything. So like I spoke to him in length on the boat on the way back, and he understands where he wants to be and what he wants to do. And the other thing is he's a very talented rider, so he's got no reason to push when things aren't right because he knows there's no benefit to that. He's not trying to make a name for himself or anything. So I think we're going to go back and see him digest everything, and then he will turn up at the TT and be thereabouts. That is other news. I bet you didn't know this.
What?
Davey Todd is riding a pattern as well at the TT.
I didn't know that. Is that?
That wasn't off Google.
Oh, wasn't it? Okay. Okay. Well, let's start willy waving, shall we, Lee? Do you know what James Hillier is doing?
Yeah, he's going to the TT.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Breaking news as of the last couple of days. But it's actually not public knowledge yet, but it will be by the time this video goes out.
You hope.
So James Hillier will be back at the TT, thankfully, and he's going to be racing the OMG/WTF Hondas with Muck-Off. So Muck-Off have stepped up.
Oh, I actually knew that.
Okay, well, I was waiting for the look on your faces. No, but so Muck-Off have stepped up, fronted a load of cash because James he's not cheap these days. So yeah, they fronted the cash, and he will be racing the Fireblade that he raced last year. So there is, good things to come of the OMG burnout, but
burnout.
Well, I don't know. Maybe should I think of a better word than that?
do you know how I knew this about James? Because we spoke at Oldham, and I love like design stuff. I love.
Yes.
And he said to me, he was like, "Oh, we're going to run muck off," and the first thing was, "Holy shit, this
That's
bike's
gonna look good."
Oh,
Yeah.
And I know for a fact that they sent the first design over,
Yeah.
and the dude, I don't know who Mr. Muckoff is, but you're cool as fuck. He sent them the design over, and they said it's not loud enough. So this thing with his Chinese leathers and everything is gonna look.
Yes. It's going to look factory, isn't it?
Yeah.
And we've seen the muck-off stuff they do with Scott Redding, and that looks smart. So, yeah, a TT blade with muck-off on it is going to look pretty cool. And of course, he's back with the OGs, back with Bournemouth Kawasaki for another go at Supersport.
Do you think is that the same Supersport bike as what?
Yeah, it was 20 years ago.
Took it out of someone's showroom and.
Yeah. I don't know.
Fact check that one.
Where do you see James?
A genuine top. The trouble is, you say top 5 now, but it's like 4 doers and.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say in and around top 6. A good result for James, a really good result, I think, would be on the podium again. I don't know how much riding he's done. I've seen him testing in BSB, but outside of that, I don't know if he's done a lot in Spain. And this disruption. So has he got his own mechanics and everything still from?
I guess so. Newcomers.
There's a couple.
There's a couple of boys doing it.
Yeah.
Barry Burrell.
Yeah.
I saw his name and went, really? But I tell you what.
He can ride a bike.
Yeah.
And honestly, Barry has spoke to me, like we're good friends, and he spoke to me about this for a couple of years, and I've tried my hardest to talk him out of doing it. And then when I realised he was going to do it, I was like, okay, I'll actually help you now, or if you want anything. And it was like him and Mitch Reese is the other one, who they went quite well at the Northwest.
Yes.
Mitch had a big crash at the Northwest, actually wrecked a bike, but his results were good. He was in top 12, top 13. So, yeah, them two guys I think are going to be, their style, their age, everything suits going to the TT. Do you know what I mean? They're not
definitely. I mean, I don't know Mitch that well, but Barry, like you said, riding style. He's in now at the perfect time. Maybe not way back when he was still short circuit, properly doing short circuits, but I think now is a good time for.
See, I think that when I look at you though.
What?
Now's the time.
Is it? Yeah.
Like you're in peak.
I know.
And you could tell everyone how good it is.
Yeah.
Double M's. No chance. Oh, there's a delay.
Never say never, but
would you like to?
I'd like to go back on a 600 and see if I can still do it. But I don't know. I'm talking myself into it now. Stop it.
Right, everyone comment now.
No.
If we get more than 500 comments.
Well, I'm 44 this year, so I'm too late.
This would be like the brand.
Stone.
The branding would be like 44.
Birthday special.
Unbelievable.
Yeah. Just a quick shout out actually to my mate Michael Russell, or Jack Russell to his mates. He just brought out a new book, and anyone who knows Jack, he's the guy that tried to do 10 in a week the last couple of years, and unfortunately just about failed. But he just brought a book out. It's called Middle of the Road. Middle of the Road kind of sums up perfectly Jack. Do you know Jack?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I actually seen the picture and stuff of it the other day.
Yeah.
He was quoting about, like, is he like dyslexic or something? Because he made a big point that he's written it all himself.
He thinks he's dyslexic, but he's written this book himself.
Yeah.
With a few, I've got some of the check, but what a book. Honestly, like for someone who is so...
Do you know you can actually check on your phone if you're dyslexic?
Can you?
Yeah, because when you put in the words and if predictive text can't tell what you're saying...
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, because mine doesn't work, or else the predictive text broke on my phone, one or the
other. Let's round off some sidecar action, shall we? Do you know much about the new seeded qualifying system?
No.
No.
I didn't know that.
Let me tell you. So it's a new seeded qualifying process for sidecars. Unlike other classes and races that changed to previous years, there are no seeds in the sidecar class. Instead, the starting order will be determined by qualifying position, which... What a brilliant idea.
Do you think that makes sense? Like at the team,
I think
it's the only race in the world where your starting position
is a random number.
Yeah, and that's where you... So it doesn't matter how shit you are. Oh, you'd have to be 44 then, wouldn't you? I'm just thinking about this like for next year.
Yeah.
But it's like, to people outside that watch not normal motorbike racing, but yeah, like, what do you call it where everyone sets off together?
Mass start.
Mass start.
Yeah.
The TT must make no sense.
No. No.
Because we talk about it because we all know, and then, but if like someone was shooting in now from the other side of the world and going, oh, why is these dudes?
Yeah.
That dude at the back's got no chance. He's setting off 2 minutes behind.
Yeah.
I don't know why I was ranting about that, but it's something that's always fried my head.
Another Lee Johnston skew there for you. So back to sidecars. Yeah, so that's a bit of a strange one. I'm a fan of it. I think it's probably good for safety.
The only thing then, what happens if a doer has a bad week?
Or sandbags.
Well, you wouldn't want it because it's hard to pass in a sidecar, isn't it? So, especially with that dude hung out the back.
The Crows brothers dominated.
Yeah.
Last year. However, one of the Birchwells is back, isn't he?
Yeah. I think I had a chat with Ben about this, and he's in a far better position than he was last year. Not that there was anything wrong with the little frog in the back of the... Are we allowed to say that on here?
I think so. Yeah. I'll just bleep it out.
Well, Sylvan's been here, hasn't he?
Yeah.
Not that there was anything wrong with the little French guy that was in the back of his sidecar. Why can I not think of his name?
Patrick Rosny is his new guy.
Yeah, so not that there was anything wrong with the French guy that was in the back of the sidecar, but he had never even done a full lap.
No.
Like, that is mental. So you've never done a full lap, and you're getting in with the best sidecar driver of all time.
You talk about balance.
Oh,
there's not a good balance there.
And obviously, I was doing quite a lot of the TV work with Tom, who normally would be in the back of that sidecar, and the amount of importance that the passenger has, like looking at this sport, you'd think that dude's in there just because he's getting a free lift home. That is not the case.
Yeah.
It's mental, like how they can turn the thing or make a turn with your feet in the back, like crazy.
Yeah.
So if you think of the speed jumps they were taking every night to get to where Ben should be, but they were slowing down. So, but I believe now the passenger that he has now, they're in a lot better position. He's obviously more, not a better passenger, but better TT passenger. And speaking to Ben, he's made some good changes to the sidecar as well, so it looks like we're going to see the best of him again.
Just to round off, so have you ever been in a sidecar?
Yep. Twice.
Fucking scary, isn't it?
Once with someone that really knew what they were doing.
Yeah.
And once with Dean Harrison.
Which was worse?
Oh, but Dean put me out the back.
Did he?
Yeah, cut my finger off, so that bone was out through the end. This was at the Manx Grand Prix, so I had to race the next day. My thumb knuckle came out through there. Do you know what he said to me? We were fucking facing the opposite direction, and he said a good passenger would have still hung on. I was like, Dean, we've done a complete 180, and I was out the back, and anyways, his dad turned up, and his dad, Conrad, who's obviously a very good sidecar driver, turned up, and he spoke to Dean like a 12-year-old boy. He absolutely turned him inside out. So that sort of, made me feel a little bit better. It was good.
Right. On that note, we've been chatting for probably a bit too long, but anyway, really appreciate your time. Thanks, Lee. And we'll see you at the TT, no doubt. And don't forget, guys, you can get 20% off with the code 44T20 for TT Plus, and you'll see this beautiful face again. And you might see my ugly face over there as well, because we're doing something pretty special. So I can't say any more than that, but stay locked in, as they say.
Weapon.